Alright, range, range, range. We need to find the set of all output values in terms of ordered pairs that correlates with the second component of each one. In terms of this two-dimensional graph, that corresponds with the y values, vertical axis. Alright, all output values. Find the set of all output values. And remember, domain input, domain input, domain input, range output, range output, range output. Okay, and the specific one we have, these are the output values, these are the output values. The range is blah blah blah, the range is blah blah blah, the range is blah blah blah. So these are the output values, these are the output values, these are the output values. Actually, -5, -5, -5, infinity, infinity, infinity. Also, when it's a -5, this is a bracket. When it's a -5, this is a bracket. When it's a -5, this is a bracket. When it's an infinity or negative infinity, it's a parentheses. Infinity, negative infinity, parentheses. Infinity, negative parentheses, negative infinity, parentheses. I also think a regular whole number like 1, 2, 3, or 5 itself, it's still a bracket. When it's just a regular number, it's a line, I believe. For sure, if it's a negative, it's definitely a bracket. But I think it's also goes for regular numbers as well. I think we'll see that later, and then I'll clarify it. In terms of ordered pairs, so just two numbers, just two numbers, just two numbers, that correlates with the second component of each one. So this whole, the range is blah 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 is the second component. This is the second component. Oops, this is the second component. This is the second component. Oh, I like having the finger. I usually have to scroll my mouse over and do this and all that on my computer, but touchscreen actually has good use. In terms of this two-dimensional graph, see, two lines, two-dimensional, two lines, two-dimensional, two lines, two-dimensional. That corresponds with the y values, vertical axis. Y values, y values, y values. All right. Yes. Oh, this is the right one. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Indeed. Okay. Okay. So y values are up here: -7, -6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oops. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So y values are these numbers, 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 y values are these numbers. And the y, hold on. The vertical axis is the whole line containing these numbers. Vertical axis, vertical axis, vertical axis. The whole line containing these numbers. The whole line containing these numbers. The whole line containing these numbers. Okay. And since that is the case, we need to look up and down and see if there are any endpoints. In this case, note how the curve, oops, hold on. In this case, note how the curve has a low endpoint of y equals -5. Actually, let me just start over. Since that is the case, we need to look up and down and see if there are any endpoints. In this case, note how the curve has a low endpoint of y equals -5 and has arrows at both ends going up. That means it will go on and up forever. Alright, blah blah blah. Since that is the case, we need to look up and down and see if there are any points. Alright, up and down and see if there are any endpoints. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Alright, up and down. So how much does it go up and down, up and down, up and down? So this is going up, 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 but it doesn't really go down. Okay, so there's no down arrow going